this Tuesday, February 17th. It is a new moon in Aquarius as well as a solar eclipse. It is the first eclipse of eclipse season for the spring. It is also the Lunar New Year. So we're just going to see what comes up. So if you're seeing this, reading, or listening to this anytime basically during Pisces season, it's going to still be fitting. Pisces season starts tomorrow. So basically the last couple of weeks of February into the first couple of weeks, basically we'll just say up until about March. This will still be a pretty relevant reading. So let's just kind of see what's coming up. We're just going to kind of pull from the top of the deck until we feel like we've gotten some messages. So, we started with the Two of Cups. Love this card. This is a beautiful new deck. I actually, if you like this deck, you can check out, I did an unboxing video of it. You can find it in one of my other playlists. So the Two of Cups, this is a card about soul. This is the soulmate card. This is the soulmate connection card. Let's get a little closer so you can see how pretty it is. Cups, relationships, love, partnerships of all kinds. Like the imagery of this card says so much. Like, look at these. We have these beautiful dolphins down below the surface and this energy that's kind of just like, that's very Pisces season, right? Like the water that's happening. And then we have this lotus energy. And what I'm kind of getting is this idea of the lotus energy. It's kind of like there's things, I hear like be patient. So there's things like brewing beneath the surface in this very like maternal, loving, healing type relationship. And then up through that, then we move to the lotus, which is like growing out of the mud. And then out of that is coming this beautiful union and this beautiful relationship. So if you feel like you're still stuck in that like mud type area or energy, like just know that like the energy that is surrounding you right now, it is literally like you're being pulled out of the other side of the lotus. So also read about dolphins if dolphins mean something to you, the energy. I just keep hearing like maternal type energy. And knowing that like this is the calm during the storm, right? And then like taking notice of all the beautiful things in their hair. Again, that's very like mermaid, Neptune, Pisces type energy. And then obviously we have this big, beautiful heart with this full moon coming out of it, lots of stars. I just am feeling this like nostalgia of like all of the Neptune energy. But I feel like the message really is like, if you feel like you're in the lotus right now, like know that like you came from the mud and the muck and that there are still things on the other side that are working in your favor. And kind of like this Two of Cups energy, it's coming out, it's coming to fruition. That the moon is very feminine. It rules the sign of Cancer. And so I'm getting just a lot of like motherly, divine, like mom, nurturing type energy. So like maybe that's the relationship that's coming for you where it's one that's very nurtured. Maybe it's a time of nurturing yourself. But either way, like the energy right now with like everything, like this is a very low week because of the eclipse energy. And then we're moving into this Pisces energy, and this new moon is not necessarily the best to be quote unquote manifesting. But after this next week, we're going to be really into this energy of the Lunar New Year. And then I literally feel like come Aquarius season, I'm sorry, Aries season and the new like the spring equinox, like it's going to be like full force ahead. So like be prepared and just like the spirit and the universe has like trust that like this divine unionship is coming. And it doesn't necessarily mean romantic. It could mean like rekindling with a sibling, this great divine partnership for work. Maybe like it is super deep connection to like your higher self, but there's something really beautiful that's coming. And like, if you feel like the lotus, if you feel like that shit in the mud, but then like, remember like the beauty and grace and things can grow out of that, right? Like you need to be thinking about like, I don't like the idea that we have to suffer to have greatness, but if you have suffered, just remember that you can find greatness through that, okay? So then we have our Five of Swords. So that's interesting because then we kind of go right into like that suffering type energy, if you will. The Five of Swords. So this is an air. Fives are a card of conflict, right? And then we have swords, which is the thought process, the mind. But I'm noticing all these little hearts around it. And also my mind, my eyes are really going to this cross. So I'm actually going to read in her book what the cross symbolizes. The cross that represents the unfoldment of man in the physical realm, bringing challenges and potential to live a life full of stretching, growing, and creating. The cross suggests faith, transcendence, and healing, as well as the balance between the spiritual and material realms. So again, everything that's happening, the things that are coming into the surface, the things that are asking to be cleared. It's weird because it's like, how do we clear these things through stillness? Like, how do we get out of the mind? How do we embody like all of our feelings? And how do we allow ourselves to sit with the hard feelings and actually process and transmute them like in our body and through our heart and through our memory and through our soul so that then we can release them because it's like the energy is just like swirling around in your head. It's not it's not being helpful. So I'm just doing general. I'm not doing like specific, but I will have I just recorded my Pisces season reading. So if you I will post that tomorrow, my Pisces season reading, and I specifically do like air signs, and I currently have a February reading up that is a brilliant reading. So go watch the February one, and it says in the caption like where our air signs start if you want to like know specifically for Gemini. Ooh, and then we have the Queen of Pentacles. So again, this is kind of that talking about like the embodiment, the getting in the body. This is a very grounded energy. There's a lot going on this card. So I want you to really like take notice, like where do your eyes go? Is it going to the baby fawn that she's holding? Is it going to like these purple flowers? Is it going to like one of these symbols, maybe like the yellow apples hanging from the tree? So whatever is standing out to you, I want you to just go ahead and take a moment. I want you to take it in. And we're going to read about the imagery of this card and then get your specific message through that. Okay. The spiral, whatever it is, take it all in. So in this image, the queen sits on a sacred grotto on the triple goddess throne of the apple tree. So the apple tree is linked to the mystical land of Avalon. The apple tree symbolizes love, good health, faith, gratitude, happiness, and magic. Surrounding her heart-shaped rocks, the waterfall symbolizes the healing love that is ever flowing. Her crown is made from ivy and columbine flowers with an iris at her crown chakra. Her necklace of columbine covers her throat and opens iris layers on top of her heart chakra. Columbine is associated with the Holy Spirit, transcendence, and hope. The iris symbolizes faith, love, and wisdom. In her garden grows foxglove, which is fairy flower, so maybe the fae wants to work with you. Delphamine, joy, tranquility, and divinity. Mushrooms, which are also associated with the fairy realm, magic, and transformation. And white buttercup lilies, which represent innocence and purity. Dandelions are hope and wishes to come true. And the red salamander symbolizes transformation, intuition, and spiritual awareness. Again, transformation, that is what eclipse season is about. Intuition and spiritual awareness. That's literally Pisces season that starts tomorrow. The snail and his spiral shell bring expanding consciousness, patience, and endurance. Again, patience and calmness and chillness now, because once we get to into Pisces season, it's going to be full force ahead with the horse mixing with the Aries energy in the March spring equinox. The sleeping fawn in the queen's lap symbolizes safety, innocence, and gentleness. The sleeping bear cub brings dreaming, introspection, and meditation. Okay, dreaming and introspection. Again, this is starting to feel like a Pisces season reading. The fairy spirit symbolizes the magic and love one can bring into their life. The Queen of Pentacles mandala holds the power of nature. So again, going outside, listening, right? So I'm being haunted by these owls right now. And somebody said to me, what are they trying to say to you? And so now instead of being annoyed by them, I sit and I listen and I try to think, what are they trying to say to me? And I try to hear the transmission. I try to hear the vibration. I try to listen. And then they didn't come around for a day, and I thought, I miss my owls. So what is Mother Nature? When you go outside, listen, what are you hearing? Are you hearing the wind rustle through the trees? Are the trees trying to talk to you? Are you hearing the birds chirping? Are you hearing a bee buzzing around you? So get outside, not even just like old cheesy, put your feet in the dirt, but really like listen to what Pachamama in the earth is trying to say to you right now. And then the star in the center emanates, the source spirit unfolds into nature, always creating and manifesting miracles and love. So kind of playing off the previous card, like no matter how bad or how deep or how dark you think things are going to get, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. There's always a room for growth. There's always positive that can come from it. Let's just pull one more. And oh, I love the ending on this. It's the Four of Wands. This is the 1111 card. So I love the little bear cubs. This is like a good luck card. So this is a card about beautiful celebrations and once in a lifetime opportunities and just great things happening, right? So again, I feel like it's saying like, if we allow ourselves to like sit in the muck and allow ourselves to like try to be positive and try to like see the greatness that can come from these bad things that happen to us sometimes, then like you have these beautiful things that come out on the other end. It's about celebration, achievement, um, let's see, like the fruits of your labor, like all the cornucopia. It's like feels like a reminder that there's like prosperity coming and there's a harvest and there's harmony coming. If we can just lean into the energy and sit in stillness and listen to our intuition, listen to our body, listen to the divine creator all around us. Let's see what this says about the imagery. So the cubs represent one's duality, male and female, at play, journeying together. That's interesting. The two golden bears have paused to enjoy the bountiful harvest for the Four of Wands. So again, we're just talking about being in a season of pause, surrender, stillness, not too much movement, a lot of introspection. Watching, Spirit says, watch the things around you, watch the people around you. Notice, have you ever done the thing where it's like, let's see if I don't text anybody, who texts me? If I stop putting my energy, my effort into this or that, what happens? So Spirit is encouraging you to do that. Just be an observer in your own life and allow the things, the people, the habits, whatever, to just fall away, right? So, like, what if you just said for one day, like, if I could just do this and do exactly what I wanted to do, maybe you like go to CrossFit or something. And then one day you're like, you know what? I don't actually want to go to CrossFit. I'd rather go to yoga. And then it's like, happenings. Still serves you, what that you need to move and where you need to make changes, and just take a deep breath and let the things fall away that don't need to be here anymore. Because when we let those things fall away, the things that are better serving for us at this time and place in our life, that's when they come in. Because everything's ebb and flow, we're always going through seasons. It doesn't mean it's the end forever. If we let something go, it can always come back. To end on that note, a couple years ago, I was really struggling with my physical body, which took too much energy out of my mental state to do readings. And I said to myself, what I said to a friend, actually, I said, what would I do if I didn't do this? And she said, what are you talking about? Like, just because you need to take a break from something doesn't mean it's the end. So let's end on that. Just because you need to take a break from something, somebody, or someone does not mean that it's the end.